maisha ni kama safari na yangu ishanoa nanga. Kuna siku mbili muhimu, ya kuzaliwa na ya kuzama. Yangu ya kuzaliwa nishaijua, bado ya kuzama toka duniani. Wanaongea sana hawajui kule nimetoka, wakisema nadidimia, ona bado napepea, wakiniombea mabaya duniani, nazidisha zaidi yao. Wakisema nadidimia, ona bado napepea, wakiniombea mabaya. Nataka tuimbe wote, twende wote. Najiangalia, najiangalia, nikiwa nawe sitembei, nakuwa tu napepea. Haya, weka kipepeo, twende tukimaliza. Weka mkono ya kipepeo. Tazama kule, kule, kule tumetoka. Tazama kule, kule, kule tumetoka. Nikiwa nawe sitembei, nakuwa tu napepea, napepea juu ya mapenzi unayonipa. Nikiwa nawe sitembei, nakuwa tu napepea juu ya mapenzi unayonipa. Kaze niseme kama si wewe sitaki mwingine, nao wabaya wabaki waseme ni uchawi mabishani roga. Mapenzi unayonipa hakuna mwingine ashawainipa. Kama si wewe sitaki mwingine, kama si wewe sitaki mwingine. Sitakutesa hiyo nilie, sitakutunza nizalie, kama samaki sirudi. Kwani tuimbe wote tukibaki nikiwa nawe sitembei, nakuwa tu nikihaso juu chini ili nivuke boda, nikihaso juu chini ili nivuke boda. Na muamini daktari sana amponye rafiki yangu, wanamweka kwenye life support machine, kumbe aliaga. Mama mzito anamwamini mkunga mzalishie mtoto baada ya miezi 9. Mkunga mtoto, unataka tuimbe kigeugeu? Haya, simama tuimbe wote tukimaliza. Weka mkono, twende wote, twende kigeu. Dunia nizamishe ama uniweke niishi peke yangu, kwani ninapomwamini kila binadamu mwisho. Dunia nizamishe ama uniweke niishi peke yangu, kwani ninapomwamini kila binadamu mwisho. Nitazame nani, nimwamini nani, nani wananigeukia. Wananigeukia, namuamini daktari sana amponye rafiki yangu, anamweka kwenye life support machine, kumbe aliaga ni pesa na kumsanya. Mama mzito anamwamini mkunga mzalishie mtoto baada ya miezi 9. Mkunga mtoto sikia juu chini ili nivuke boda, boda sikia juu chini ili nivuke boda. Ukimaliza mkono nitazame nani, niwamini nani, nani wananigeukia. Haya, mdosi akienda tutabaki na nyinyi usiku. Asante, asante sana.
Asante sana DJ. Thank you very much, Jaguar. Haya, mwisho na His Excellency Deputy President. Sawa sawa? Hapo baadaye. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I now request that we all look at the screen for
on 28th February 19 Lao freedom fighters whose efforts to free Kenya from the colonialists will later have their son become the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Rigathi grew as an ordinary boy at Kabiroini Primary School. He then joined Kenyaga High School in Kenya for his secondary education and successfully pursued his A-levels at the same institution. In literature and political science in 1988. Rigathi Gachagua, the little known boy, is a son boys, a philanthropist, a development-conscious leader, an organized mobilizer, a politician, a former member of parliament, an astute businessman, an avid man, and a God-fearing man. The Deputy President is the husband to Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, and as we all know, administration and management, having served in government for most of his working life. Starting as an administration officer, he has served in many, including being a personal assistant to former head of public service, Professor Philip Mbidi, and later the leader of the official opposition in parliament. Rigathi is widely traveled and he has attended countless national and international fora where he has represented Kenya. He was awarded the Order of the Elder of Golden Heart, EGH, by President William Ruto in 2022 for his selfless service to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy President
the Vice Chancellor, members of the teaching staff, professors, PhD, doctors, and our students, good afternoon. Comrades power! Comrades power! God is good. Please be seated. I am very honored and the management of Pwani University for having accorded me this privilege and honor to come and talk. To be part and parcel of the Kenyan state. It is why I'm here this afternoon to tell you that you great people, girls and boys, women and men, this country is in your hands. It's upon you to rise up to the occasion, realize your full potential, focus on it, and decide who you shall play in the development of our great republic. I want to say, as I start, that we are here to talk about scaling the leadership ladder I want to tell you, my good people, that it is possible that you seated here one day shall be the President of the Republic of Kenya. I want to tell you that it is possible. With proper focus, believing in yourself, and that anything is possible with good focus and determination. President of the Supreme Court. Among you seated here are future cabinet secretaries. Among you seated here are future governors of our 47 counties. Among you here, a few of you may just fall by the wayside and just be spectators if you choose to. Spectators in the Kenyan landscape. I want you to be serious players in the Kenyan space. I want you to take over the leadership of this country. I want you to take over the leadership. I want you to be leaders of his. I want you to be envoys. I want you people to agree that if you are committed, focused, take care of yourself, the sky is not just the limit, but it is possible for you to be up there and look at what is happening in horizon and be a great leader. Let me say that leadership is, and it is doable. And I want to, in a very humble manner, tell you my story, just to encourage you that it is possible. You have seen it here. I saw you clapping as you saw me. It is true. My toes were jigger infested. I used to walk this way. But I've stayed in Nairobi for some time. I've perfected my way of life and straight, and now I walk straight. This man here, who is Deputy President of the Republic of Principal Assistant to President William Ruto, one of the greatest leaders in Africa, was born 59 years ago in a small village called Herega, was the remnant of the colonial structures where my father and mother, now deceased, were confined by the colonialists. My parents were peasants. They had not gone to school. They owned nothing. They had only the gift of giving birth to many children because we were 9. My father was a gunsmith in the Mount Kenya forest where he would service weapons for the Mau Mau fighters, while my mother would bring food and ammunition stolen from Kegaja Police College to keep the war going. We were 9, no means of income. Many times we were chased out of school. Many times we went hungry. Our heads were. And I don't know whether you know how many types of lice that we have. I don't think whether you know how many types of lice we have. We have 2 types. One is which color? Yeah? One is black and a white one. The black one is found in the head, the white one in the body. I don't think you know. That is the kind of life we led. Our jiggers were invested. jiggers. But we had a determination that one day we shall be somebody. Went to an ordinary school and walked every day for 9 kilometers, to and fro 18 kilometers every day to get education. And somehow we went through school, and in 1977 I was able to do my certificate of primary. It was called CPE then, and I was able to get admission to Kenyaga High School, where I did from 1 to from 6, and passed well, and Nairobi, where I did Bachelor of Arts in Literature and Political Science. I got a job in the public service as a young district officer and served in many parts of this great country. Thereafter, I became the personal assistant to the and later on, I became the personal assistant to President Uhuru Kenyatta when he was presidential candidate and later leader of official opposition. From there, when President Uhuru Kenyatta did not make it in the year 2002, I left for the private sector and did business for 15 years. And I was able to build from nothing a huge empire of business where I employed over 1,000 people. Later on, I was to join Parliament as Member of Parliament 5 years. And after only 5 years in Parliament, I became the Deputy President of this great republic. The secret is simple. One, you must believe in God, and you must have faith. You must have faith and your desires. Number two, you must put family first. The Bible tells that they can bless you. You must respect your father and mother. And in an African setup, your mother and father is anybody else who is the age of your mother and father, including your teachers. You must respect your elders. And that starts from an early life. And that sets you into leadership. From there, you be like me, a truthful man. You must be honest. You must say it as it is and take the consequences, whatever they are. There is beauty in being truthful. Today, the people of Kenya know that Rigathi Gachagua is a truthful man. I say it as it is. During Kasarani, I stood before the whole world. I told the people of Kenya that we have inherited a broke country with nothing. I told the people of Kenya, even the stores, the rats had run away because there is nothing to eat. Many people said I'm a mischievous character. I am mannerless. I'm talking the truth in front of visitors. I said, with or without visitors, the truth remains truth. Today, I've been vindicated. What I said then has come to pass. And that is the hallmark of leadership. My good people, brothers and sisters, because leadership must start with waking up early is a blessing. A good day starts early. And you know, and you for sure you know. Any day you are woken up late, by evening your day has been messed up. But if you start early, you plan your day, make all the difficult decisions in the first 3 hours in the morning when your mind is fresh. Things because your mind is not functioning as good. That is leadership. What difficult decisions you want to make? If you wake up at 6, make sure by 9 a.m. you have agreed within yourself what is it that you must do. In the afternoon, do routine things, call your friends, because you don't normal things. Once you have self-discipline, you start on a good footing. I want to say self-discipline encompasses taking care of yourself. For you to become a leader, you must be alive. For you to own a company, you must be alive. And you must be healthy, both mentally. If you don't take care of yourself, you take hard drugs, you take illicit alcohol, chances are 50% you die before your time. The is that you become a zombie, a vegetable. Just walking around, drooling. I was walking in the streets of Mombasa this morning at 6 a.m. He was high on drugs. He could not even see where he's going at 6 a.m. in the morning. My good people, please, keep off drugs. Drugs will give you temporary relief from problems. By the time the drugs are through, the problems are even more. Let nobody cheat you that if you take drugs and you stay high, that the problems and the difficulties that you face have been solved. I want to speak to you at Pwani University and say that we face a big challenge in this country of drug abuse, drug and substance abuse among our people, including. I want to plead with you. Please don't destroy yourself. Don't destroy your future. Because when you destroy yourself, your parents are devastated. The parents who are brought here today have brought strong belief that one day you shall come to sort them out. Take care of your younger siblings and take care of your parents in old age. You kill not just your dreams, but the dreams of your parents. I want to say, and I emphasize, and I plead with you, that you cannot be a man or woman of substance when you are on drugs. Drugs will destroy your mental capacity. They will make you dependent, and drugs are expensive. And you cannot sustain. And once you become addicted, you are ruined, you are destroyed. I want to persuade you that self-discipline, keeping away from drugs, keeping away from alcohol, is the beginning of your success in what you want to do in future. Let me say also, leader, in any sphere, you must be brave and courageous. Courage is an important ingredient of preparation to leadership. Cowards will never be anybody. Don't be cowardly. Take risks. But if you want to play safe all the time, you hear this and this needs to be done, but there is a little danger. You shy away. You will be left behind. I want to say that you must be courageous. Once you have decided what is it that you want to do in your life, you must be courageous. And once you know you are on the right path, let nobody stop you. If anybody tries to stop you, please, Peter Naye. I am a great admirer of President William Samoei Ruto. Despite being his deputy and his principal assistant, I'm his great admirer. That guy is on another level. When he decided he wanted to be president, and he convinced himself that it is doable, it is possible, and that Kenyans needed to benefit from his leadership, many obstacles were put before him. Something called the deep state and the system. Everybody was against him. but he said, no retreat, no surrender. I am a man on a mission. He traversed the width and the breadth of this country with sheer determination, despite being denied facilities, transport, aircraft, fuel, policemen stopping his meetings, bringing down tents for his meetings, disabling public address systems. The man was determined, and he said, I'll push on, and nothing put on my path to leadership will distract me or deter me. And because of being and courageous and self-discipline, William Samoei Ruto, the son of a person, today is the President of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. I must tell you, for you to be a good leader, you must practice tenets of transparency and accountability. You must be transparent, you must be accountable. You must have integrity. There is no way your colleague in your faculty will support you to be a leader of anything if when you are in school, your work was to steal his pen. People must know that you are accountable for your actions, that you are able to stand by what you mean, that what you say is what you mean, and what you mean is what you say. You must, as students of Pwani University, be accountable for your stay here for 4 years. You must account for that time. We have seen many students where people have done harambes to set them out of the country, to go and get university degrees, and they are escorted with buses to the airport when villagers have sold their chicken and sheep to raise money to take the road. And when they go abroad, they don't go to campus. They just hang around and do some many jobs. And then they keep on saying, now I'm in first year. When he is working in a factory, he says, now I'm in second year. From he says, I'm in third year. And then he gets a job at the airport, he says, I'm fourth year. The man has never been inside a campus. He is not accountable for what he is supposed to be. For you to succeed, you must be prepared to learn from success and failures. And what you do in the areas that you succeed, you build on them. All the great happenings, you sustain and build on them. Then on the facts, you learn from your failures and make sure that you don't repeat the mistakes of yesterday. You can't do the same thing all the time. So if you have done something this year, next year you have failed, you cannot do it the third year. You must audit your performance, build on the failures, and make sure that you don't repeat them. Again, for you to be a great leader, I want to persuade you today, my great people, that a bad decision is better than no decision at all. There are people who are so indecisive in life. You ask them, what are you doing today? Well, I'm not sure. I think I want to go to Mombasa. No. Let me go to Kilifi. No, I'm thinking I sleep today. No. I think let me do my homework. Girlfriend, you are lost. You can't make a decision. It's better to make a bad decision and live with it than to be indecisive. And if you think of a matter for 2 hours and you cannot make a decision, you are in trouble. You must audit yourself. You must be able to decide what you want in life and do it. And it's better even to make a bad decision and correct it later than to be indecisive. I want to persuade you, great people, that humility is a virtue second to none. In leadership, you must be a humble person. Don't trample on others when you succeed, and show them how small they are and how big you are. Don't talk down to people. Be humble. Practice humility. It costs you nothing. Greet people by you think you are so big, you are so successful. You find it is time wasted to greet. It costs you nothing to have a warm handshake with somebody that you have known or somebody that you have come across. And in the African setup, and it's a good thing because it's part of our culture. So as you become somebody, you become the CEO of the Kenya Ports Authority, you become the Vice Chancellor of Pwani University, you become the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, you become the Governor of Kilifi County. That is good, but remain humble. Be humble the way you are. Some people get some little money. Little. 2,000 shillings. They start working with an academic angle. Everybody knows they have money. As you succeed. Myself, I'm a living testimony. This morning, I was walking on Mamagena Drive, and I found a woman selling mandazi, and she has been seeing me pass by. And today she had the courage and said, Bwana Gachagua, please, can I greet your hand? I said, why not? I gave her my hand. She refused to let it go. She said, I have challenges. My 2 children are at home. What I sell here in mandazi, the profit is only enough for my food. I said, okay, ma'am, I'm coming from exercise. I don't have anything with me. Come to my residence at 9, then we have a discussion. That lady called Stella was able to come and see me. We had a great discussion. Of these troubles, everyone she has talked to has dismissed her. I listened to her, and we discussed what she needs to put her children back to school. And I told her, although I can pay the school fees, I would rather do it differently. I would rather help you to expand your business, make the profits, pay the school fees yourself because it's sustainable, and then you can move on with life. And I was able. And we discussed what she needed to set up her business. I gave it to her. I'll check her on her when I come back to Mombasa and find out how she's doing. But she later called one of my assistants and said, after the photograph circulated in social media, the headmaster who had chased her children away told her to bring them back to school because she knows somehow she'll be able to pay. That is because I want to remain humble. Being a deputy president doesn't mean that I cannot stop by the road and talk to an old woman. This position I've been given by God and the people of Kenya. So what? Why do people so huge, so arrogant for no reason? You are not the first one, nor the last one in that position. Vice Chancellor, you are not the first Vice Chancellor, you are not the last. But I believe in humble men, you know. You people, I want to encourage you to stay focused in what you want to do. And whatever you say, if you mean it, you guys, Don't cheat these girls that you shall marry them if you have no intention. Yeah. If you have no intention of marrying them, don't say you marry them. Just say, let's be friends. Amen. If anything comes out of that friendship, well and good. But don't beg and kneel and say, oh, my dear, without you I cannot sleep. Oh, you are honey among rocks. You are the lemon of the cluster. Let me tell you, my good people, be a truthful person. I met my wife way back when I was in campus. And I told her that I would marry her. And even if I wanted to change my mind, I was already cornered. I had to marry her because I had said I would marry her. Please. It's important that you do so. Why will you be great men and women? I've given you the example of President William Ruto, a hustler, a guy who was rearing chicken. Today, he's president of the... Our CS for gender and affirmative action comes from this county. She left school at the age of 11 because her parents did not have school fees. And a young girl, a baby, barely, have so you see a girl of 13 carrying another baby, 2 babies. But she had the courage to walk out of that, go and educate herself privately into a secondary. And with the determination, she was elected a councillor. Later on, she fought, and in 2013, she was elected as a women rep for this great county of Kilifi. In 2017, she was elected. In 2022, she fought a hard fight and came a credible second to Governor Mungaro. But because of our commitment, because of being forthright, because of being consistent, and William Ruto appointed her as Minister for Gender and Affirmative Action. Today, Aisha Jumwa sits in the cabinet and flies the Kenyan flag. She educated herself and got a degree. She has successfully led the Kenyan delegation to the United Nations Women Assembly and represented Kenya. That's a girl from here in Kilifi who was married off at the age of 13. But she didn't give up. She did not agree to give in to poverty and the fact that she was married off as a young girl and served as a maid to the neighbors. And because of that sheer determination to succeed, today has risen to be a cabinet secretary. I want you to clap for Aisha Jomo. In this, I want to give a few examples in this county in terms of scaling the lander leadership. Amason Jaffa King, a poor boy from Magarini, going to school barefoot, with nothing, with no reference. His father is not known, his mother is not known, his brothers are not known. He worked hard, passed with flying colors, and was admitted to Alliance High School. a Bachelor of Law degree. At the age of 44, he was appointed a cabinet secretary in the Grand Coalition government of President Mwai Kibaki. Later on, he was elected as governor of Kilifi for 2 terms. Today, as we speak, that poor boy from Magarini, who had nothing but sheer determination to someday, is the Speaker of the Senate. I want to say, your own member of parliament here, the Honorable Owen Baya, I'll be introducing him to you later, was just another character here in Kilifi. His father is not known. His mother is not known. We don't even want to mention the school. But he worked hard, went to school, got focused, and became a lecturer in this university. From there, he was appointed as county secretary of Kilifi. And from there, he was elected as member of parliament for Kilifi North, where he is serving the 2nd term. And he is the deputy leader of the majority in the Mekatilili wa Mwenza, a rural woman from the coast with nothing, no education, zero, no experience anywhere, led the resistance against. She single-handedly started the revolution here in the coast to fight the white man. Taken to prison, and she never gave up. She was not a coward. She was a. I want to say, great people, as I wind up, I want to encourage you. I want to make a conscious decision that one day, someday, you shall be somebody in this great republic. Please make that decision. You can't. You can't be somebody someday if you disrespect your parents and those who are of the same age of your parents. You cannot be somebody someday if you cannot make a decision. And you cannot be anybody if you are deceitful and you are not truthful and honest. I have come here to Dr. Purity Ngina, a poor girl from a village in Nyeri, who became the first PhD holder in mathematics. Mpigie makofi. 28 years, a PhD holder. Please sit down. I want to encourage you people also to be creative. And I really love young people because of their creativity. What's my nickname? Because a young girl decided that Kenyans were having difficulty in pronouncing my name. Rigathi Gachagua is a difficult name. And she decided because Kenyans were liking me, especially the young people, she wants to make it easier for them to refer to me. And that young girl called Ivy, she came up with the word Rigiji. This young. You want to see her? Come here, they see you. And single. So this young girl. So this young girl here, called Ive Chelimo, is the inventor of Rigiji, which I have patented, and it's a trademark. If you use it, you must pay me millions. And because she's a lawyer by profession, she now works in my office as a strategist in matters communication. Please sit down. I've come here. I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions, isn't it? Do you want to ask me questions? But before you do, I've come here with some young leaders, just to show you. Yeah? I want to invite one great young man, the one and only Peter Salasia. Three minutes. 3 minutes. You want him to say something? Aya.
Asante. Asante. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Haleluya. Salamu alaikum. Leo nimesema vizuri? Bas, najua wengi tunakutananga na nyinyi TikTok. Sasa leo mmeona tu hapa. So nataka nishukuru sana leo kufika hapa Pwani University. Na mimi nataka nishukuru sana the management ya Pwani University kwa sababu you have been playing a very key role in inviting great people of this nation to come to speak to the young people. And I think this is the first university that I've invited the Deputy President to come and speak to them. I've seen the other week we had some other visitors who have come. It means that you care about your fraternity. And the Vice Chancellor, you deserve to be clapped for, right? One thing I've learned from our Deputy President is one. This is the first time that I'm sharing a platform with him. And one thing is that lazima ufiche kitu fulani, watu wengine wakuone, yani wakudharau kidogo na alafu ukuje uonyeshe kitu fulani. Unaona tufiche nini nakanga tu chizi. Lakini ikifika kwa ground unaona venye napanga kazi. So that is how it means. It's only today I've known that the Deputy President of Kenya ni mtu alisoma political science. Na alisoma mambo ya literature. Na anaongea Kiswahili tamu sana. So hiyo yani anaambia watu wengine Kiswahili yake ni kidogo lakini ni mwerevu. So me I can just say this that whatever he has just shared is the truth of the matter. I remember in the year 2011, when I was joining Egerton University for as the first year, our lecturer took 1 hour just to give us a platform for each and every member of that school, just to share his ambition of whoever he wants to become in the life. I didn't know that one day maybe I'll become a politician or I'll become anyone else. When it reached on my side, I just said that I want to be a pastor or a leader. Everyone laughed at me, by the way. It was like a joke. So and it went like that. Later on is when I just discovered the leadership coming in, and that is it. And by the time I was going to look for the member of parliament, I was doing some teaching in a certain college. And I was being paid 10K months. Kama when msimu imekuwa mzuri 13K. And I had an ambition of being an MP. Sasa watu wanaanza kuniambia wewe ni mwendazimu, you are a madman. They called me a madman. So, and because I had a big ambition. So one thing me, I'll just apply. Sasa mimi siwezi kujua mdozi yako hapo. Mko mtu humble. Girlfriend by the way. Mimi kwa sababu kwa pombe tafadhali. I've dealt with. It's very difficult to help that person. It will ruin your life. Venye tu deputy president amesema, itakuharibu, utakufa mapema, ina nini na nini. Wachana mambo ya tunafanyaje na mambo ya mapigi ya maokote, wachana na hizo. Wewe kwa focus, sawa sawa. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you. Asante makofi kwa Peter Salasia. The other one, the T is threat. SWOT analysis is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I want to introduce to you the youngest senator in the Republic of Kenya, who is an alumni of this university, the one and only Senator John Medu.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the Vice Chancellor of this university, my colleagues who are here, and all the comrades. Comrades, power! Your Excellency, the Deputy President, September 2013, I joined this particular university. And for all the comrades who are here, if anybody ever asks you what good can come from Pwani University, tell them that you have the best senator who has come from Pwani University. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, what has been said here by the President of the Pwani University Students Association. Here, elected to serve as the Pwani University elected to serve as the Secretary General of the year. In my fourth year, I ran to be the senator for Nyandarua. It was very difficult for me to shuffle between being a comrade here and being a candidate at home. But I want to say something. The things that you've said, the problems that you have stated here, I have lived all those problems and I know them, all of them, one by one. Kama munasema munainama ndio lunch ipite, mimi niliinama hapa. In fact, I know the president was only courteous. You should have said, ikifika jioni, tunaenda pale Lovers Park, na hatuna wapenzi, tunakoja maembe yanguke, ndio tukule, ndio hiyo lunch hiyo siku ikue. Comrades, power! The president has only been courteous, Your Excellency. If he was candid na ingekuwa ni siku ile ni mtu ya kusema ukweli, angekuambia pale kwa mess, siku ile help imekuja, sisi tunakula kuku. Help ikiendelea kuisha, tunakula na kuku. Help ikiisha, tunakula kama kuku. Na angekuambia pale kwa mess, siku kama wakati mwezi inafika kona, hapo tunakula wali double na hakuna kitu kingine tunaweza, tunawekea supu na inakuwa sawa sawa. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, kama president angekuwa mtu ya kuambia ukweli, angekuambia on a very good day, tukienda huko Kibaoni, tunakula chapati mbili na mchicha. That is the best that we can. Na leo nimesikia mmesema hamtaki kula kama kuku, hamtaki kula kuku, no, hamtaki kula kama kuku, hamtaki kula na kuku, mnataka kukula kuku. Na mdosi amekuja, mmemuona? Mnamtambua? Mnajua anaweza kufanya nyinyi mkule kuku. Hata anaweza fanya mkule mpaka mbuzi. Hata anaweza fanya mkule mpaka ng'ombe. Hata anaweza fanya mkule leo na kesho. Nyinyi mnajua huyu ni Deputy President wa Kenya. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, allow me to say the last thing that I want to say here. After leaving all those problems that you are mentioning here, His Excellency, the Deputy President has told you, one day those people who are seated there will sit on this very bench that is in front here. If then you are looking for that person, I am that person who was here, seated just like you're seated here, from 2013 to 2017, seeing Professor James Kahindi, this one seated here, as my Deputy Vice Chancellor, in the School of Humanities led by Professor Harimu Shauri, who is, I think, around here, taking Bachelor of Arts, Sociology and Political Science here. And now, I'm not seated with you comrades there. I'm seated here with the Deputy President. Because it is possible that you can come from wherever you are seated and you can sit on the front bench here. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, my final thoughts on the comrades who are here. If then you want to sit on this front bench, there are many things that you have to do. Everything that has been said here is what you're supposed to do. But ultimately, you must know that what brought you to this university is getting a degree. You can make many things. You can make a lot of merry. You can go to Kibaoni wakati mambo iko sawa sawa. But don't forget, what brought you here is a degree. If you don't go with a degree at home, you shall have let down your parents who sent you here. Because the aspirations of your parents who could not become degree holders are held in you people. Your parents and your mother and your father are really working very hard. Wakienda kwa ofisi za wabunge wako hapa, wakiwatafutia basari. How I wish that your parents will be the last people in your lineage to apply and look for bursaries. Because you shall be empowered. You shall have the capacity to take your own children waenda mpaka university, wasome mpaka mahali wanataka, bila kuomba bursary hata siku moja. Because my own parents were looking, when I joined this university, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, nikitoka pale Jambini, nilikuja na shilingi 19,000. Na hiyo ilikuwa utajiri yetu yote kama familia. Tulikuwa tumeuza kila kitu na kila mtu mwenye anaweza uzika huko nyumbani. I came here, I paid school fees for 11,500. Nikalipa hostel 1, mimi niko nakaa hostel 1 room 5. Nikalipa 4,500. Hiyo 3,000 ilibaki, ilifaa kuniweka mimi hapa term mzima, semester mzima. And I was here and I never got any other money from home. But it never stopped me from dreaming big and becoming a big person. Because tumeambiwa watu wasema ni watu wakubwa, sitawaambia mimi ni mtu mkubwa. Lakini kwa Kenya mzima, watu kama mimi ni watu 47 peke yake. Maseneta kama mimi. So you can become a big person and it is very, very possible. I want to make the final thought, Your Excellency. I want to ask you, comrades, mpendane sana. Work together. Be stronger than the superimposed forces that keeps you apart. Had my colleagues in that course not been very, very friendly to me, for sure, Your Excellency, I would not have graduated from this university. Because it was very, very difficult for me to attend hiyo group work na kwenda nyumbani kufanya siasa. Kwa hivyo kama iko comrade mmoja amesahau kuja wakati ya group work, tafadhali mumkubalishe asign hapo chini na mumwambie siku nyingine, comrades power! Comrades power! I wish you well, asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you. Let me also introduce another great alumni from this university who has come from here and graduated, risen through the ranks, and is today the Principal Secretary for Cabinet Affairs in the Office of the Deputy President, Idris Dakota. 1 minute.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, loved comrades power. Comrades power. Today is your day. Your Excellency, sitaki niongee sana, but I want to tell this young blood here that I was once here. I joined this place in this institution in 2010 and graduated in 2014 with bachelor's degree in commerce. Then later on, I proceeded to China for my master's and PhD. I graduated in 2023 with PhD in economics. So from what our Deputy President has actually outlined, he has given us 5 very important attributes. He talked about determination. He talked about focus. And when we talk about focus, he talked about focused target. And that is where we are missing it. Most of us tend to have focus, but we don't have a focused target. So as comrades, let's have a focused target. When I joined this place, I think the time I came here, I had a sick one school fees. So there was this gentleman called Mr. Malau. I don't know if he's around here. He was one of the registrars. I had to go to his office. Nimwambie bana, I can't make it here, so kindly help me. Niingie to class, nisome, then I'll look for school fees. And that's how it started. Yeah? Because I had deferred twice, so by then ilikuwa itawezekana kuongeza tena mwaka mwingine. So with determination, it's possible, you can make it, and I think I'll end it here. I'll organize for a day and have a great lecture with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. In our current National Assembly, we have many young people, very young people. Allow me to request the chairman of the young parliamentarians, the Honorable MP for Manyata Inembu, Gitonga Mkuji. A young man, come here.
Thank you, Excellency. All distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, power. Comrades, power. As you've been told, my name is Gitonga Mukunji. I'm the Member of Parliament of Manyata constituency in Embu, and I'm also the Chairman, Kenya Young Parliamentarians. I'm the Chairman of Salasia. And Your Excellency, we are also learning from you. And every day when we accompany you and listen to your journey, we get more inspired as leaders, because most definitely we have not gotten where we are supposed to get. Your Excellency, in the year 2011, a young man in the University of Nairobi was trying to get attachment. And Your Excellency, I tried to look for anybody that is connected from my village, but I did not get an attachment. That made me so depressed. But it was a journey that I was starting, because I decided in my mind that I'm never going to look for a job again. It is simply because an attachment, you don't look for payment, you look for experience. I sat down, and I remember in the next semester that we were coming to fourth year, we had a professor called Professor Munavu. And we were being taught a course in storing of energy and renewable energy. And I thought I need to get something that I need to do so that I don't ever look for a job again. Your Excellency, with my help money of 25,000, I knocked in an office of a lawyer in Nairobi town, and I registered a company called ERS in my fourth year. I didn't know what to do, but I said I am going to be an employer and not an employee. I started writing letters to companies, National Bank, almost all the banks that I could find on the road, telling them that I would like to be maintaining their power systems, while at the same time I'm cleaning their server rooms so that they are clean. I wrote so many letters, Your Excellency, but one bank responded to me, but it did not respond with a job. It responded with a request that I come and clean their server rooms, take everything that is dirt, but not cost the bank even a single shillings. I started collecting old batteries from that bank. I collected batteries all over Kenya, and I sold them with the kgs. I made 800,000 Kenya shillings within the first 4 months of collecting those batteries. I started a company, and I started getting a client, another client, another client. By the time I was completing my degree in engineering, I had already gotten an office. I had already gotten a few of my colleagues as employees. And today I am here, after doing business for those years, as the Member of Parliament of Manyata constituency. That is a story of many of you, because I know when it comes to getting a chance is a problem. But I want to tell you something I normally say. I normally say, form ni kujituma. That is my slogan. Form ni kufanya nini? Na nasema usipojituma utatumwa. Na ukitumwa utatumiwa. So, young comrades, get opportunities in your problems. And you'll always get somewhere. Thank you very much. Form ni kujituma.
Asante, let me very briefly give 3 more because I want to answer your questions, isn't it? I want to invite a young engineer who is a member of parliament for Mgweni in Nadi County, Jose Lemengit. Please clap for him and he come and say, 1 minute, be very brief. I want to show you that we have very young leaders. Can't you see? I want to prepare you for leadership.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the Vice Chancellor, the members of Parliament who are here present, led by our very own Member of Parliament, Owen Baya, comrades present, comrades power, comrades power. As you've heard, my name is Engineer Joseph Lelmengit, the Member of Parliament for Mgweni constituency in Nandi County, that's Kapsabet. First and foremost, I would like to thank the organizers of this event, the school fraternity, for coming up with such a great opportunity to welcome the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya to give his speech. Thank you, Your Excellency, because every time you give a speech, you give a motivation. Not only the students here are motivated, but also as young leaders get motivated. It's only today that I realize that we share a lot in common. Before, coming from a very humble background, I have a similar story. All of us who are here, life has a way of balancing things. And they say hard times create strong men. And strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. And the cycle continues. Personally, I schooled in a secondary school called Terige Secondary School, which was a boarding school. But I dropped out of school in Form 2 because my parents could not afford to pay school fees. I went to look for a casual laborer's job as a spanner boy, repairing tire punctures for motorcycles in Nandi Hills constituency, with the hope of saving some little money so that I could go back to school. Luckily, the community came together and fundraised for my school fees. I did not go back to Terige High School, which is a boarding school. I went back to a school, a day school, a local day school called Toulon Secondary School. I worked hard. All the attributes that the president mentioned here, the virtues, hard work, determination, and focus. That is the things that I embraced. And luckily, God blessed me, and I got an A-, less 1 point. I joined Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I pursued a course in construction management. People call me an engineer because we are in that practice. What am I trying to say? We might despise our humble beginnings, but God in heaven, through your hard work and determination, will take you somewhere and to dine with kings and also show or portray your leadership. I am here, we know, in political space, but I know with the Deputy President and leadership, we are also feeling like we are leaders. And I want to challenge you today, comrades. You are also leaders in your own level, Please lead your life, make difficult choices, focus, and I know everything will become successful. Thank you, comrades. We love you, and we will also come back another time. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Let me introduce the chairman of the Finance Committee of the National Assembly, a second-term member of Parliament for Molo, Kuria Kimani, Elias KK, a young man again, who drives our financial and economic agenda in Parliament.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I'll be very short. I was brought up by my grandparents. My mom was a single mom, living in a rented house in Nakuru town. And when I completed my high school, a day secondary school, and got an A-, I knew that my life was doomed because there was no hope that despite me passing that while I joined university, there was nothing. We do a fundraise. I go to Kenyatta University to pursue a bachelor's degree in commerce. But I knew when I studied the market that for you to make a name in the finance sector, you need to be a CPA, you need to be a certified public accountant. Went to KCA University, took the, the fee statement, and when I look at the figures, I knew it was impossible. I borrowed notes of the students who were studying there. By the time I was completing my undergraduate, I was a certified public accountant, started off in the financial sector as a finance assistant, and rose all the way to be the regional finance manager for Africa region for United States Catholic Foreign Mission Society. In 2017, at an age of 28, I attempted to run for Member of Parliament for Molo constituency and won with a landslide. For the last 30 years, Molo constituency had never re-elected anyone. But again, in 2022, I was re-elected as a Member of Parliament for the great people of Molo constituency. The belief of young leadership by His Excellency the President and His Excellency the Deputy President made me the chairperson, the Committee of Finance and National Planning at the National Assembly. Our job is to raise revenue for the government of Kenya, is to oversight institutions such as the Central Bank of Kenya, Kenya Revenue Authority, the National Treasury, State Department of Economic Planning, Controller of Budget, and oversee all laws pertaining to matters of insurance, pensions, bankings, microfinance, digital lenders, and all that physical space at the age now of 34. For that is proof that His Excellency the President and His Excellency the Deputy President believe in young people. Despite my very busy schedules, I've been able to complete my Master's in International Business Management from Strasbourg Business School, and now I just completed my coursework for my PhD at the University of Nairobi. Learning never stops, continue to learn. When I left home to join first year at Kenyatta University, I knew I was not going back to Molo. I knew there was nothing to go back to. And when I went back driving my Prado. I went back supporting the community. I've sponsored thousands of students. I have people that I've educated who are now doctors, who are now teachers with my own money, even before I became a Member of Parliament. When God gives you a chance, because I know for sure that God will give you a chance to be a great person in this republic, please remember to give back to the society. Remember to hold someone else's hand, because they will hold your hand tomorrow. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Even as we encourage you to be ambitious in leadership, I also want you to be ambitious in relationships. I want to give you an opportunity for the young men here. Maybe you could be lucky to get a girlfriend who is a Member of Parliament. Can I introduce you to one? The women rep for Kirinyaga, Gasheri from Kirinyaga, a very young girl who is a Member of Parliament, and the women rep for Kirinyaga. Come and say jambo. And she is single, so vijana muangalie vizuri.
Your Excellency, na students wa Pwani University, mko salama? Good afternoon. My name is Njeri Maina, the County MP. I'm a woman rep, Kirinyaga County. And I just want to be very short in my analogy. I graduated from the University of Nairobi around 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I was seated where you're seated, a student at the University of Nairobi. Top of my class in law school. I just want to inspire you. We are here so that we can share, so that you can feel inspired and know that young people can lead, and can lead well and with honor. Top of my law school, got admitted, and then I decided to look for a job. 2 months down the line, I figured the 8 to 5 p.m. wasn't my kind of thing. So I quit. Started my own small law firm. 90% of the clients that I took were pro bono, free. So I would work for free so that I can earn my time in practice and learn how to be a great lawyer. 1 year down the line, after opening my small law firm, comes 2022, I decided that I want to vie for Kirinyaga woman representative. And you know, in life you have challenges. Someone that I looked up to told me, you will get maybe 1,000 votes. And it's going to be very embarrassing for you because siasa ya Kenya ni pesa. And young people hawana pesa, ama ni aje? And I decided, well, let me try. So I told my then mentor, watch this space. I did not only get elected, I got elected with 70% of all the registered voters of Kirinyaga County. And life, like I've said, has challenges. During the elections, 2 weeks to UDA nominations, Your Excellency, you know, I've never even told you this. I lost my father through a tragic road accident. I was very close to my dad. So for me, I just wanted to take time and just go rest. But I knew that party elections are coming up. If I am not on the ground asking for the votes, I will lose the seat. Young people, you have time. But time is it is an illusion. It is there and it is not there. You're 20 today. 10 years from now, you'll be 30. Another 10 years, you'll be 40. What will you do with your time? And time, like they say, waits for no man or woman. So even as you're trying to figure things out, remember that time is not going to wait for you to put things in order. When you get a window of opportunity, and I saw a window of opportunity in 2022, you must ensure that you take total and full advantage of the same so that you can make a future for yourself and make your parents proud. After elections, nikaenda bunge. You know I'm young. How old do I look? 20? 27. Aya, nikaenda bunge. So you know in bunge they see a young girl. They're like, mrembo, mrembo. I'm like, I am not mrembo. Mimi ni wakili. You know, I've gone to school, nimesoma. And my good friend, KK, gave me really good advice. Thank you so much, Kuria Kimani. Aliniambia, Gasheri, when you come to bunge, do not market yourself as a young person. Because youth is an illusion. Youth is, at Kenya legally, 35 years. And that time flies, young people. And I want to inspire you today to tell you that you can be anything you want in this world. Do not listen to the naysayers. People will tell you that you can't, that you shouldn't, that you daren't, that you mustn't. But show them what you can do. And allow me as a wind-up to thank His Excellency for holding the hands of young people, for showing us the way, because leadership is about mentorship. And if we do not mentor the young generation, who is going to take over? And I tell you, young people, you're not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the present and the future. Are you ready to take over? Mko tayari? Aya, sasa nikimalizia, najua mnataka kabash kidogo, ama mtaki bash? Kama Rigiji yako hapa kweli, anaweza ondoka kama hajapanga bash. Vijana si lazima wafurahie. Asanteni sana. God bless you.
Aya. Wangapi mnataka namba yake? Aya, mko na kalamu? 072251679345. Aya. When I was member of parliament for Madeira constituency before President William Ruto nominated me as his running mate, and I decided that I needed my replacement to be a young person. There were many other people of my age qualified with all the leadership qualities, but I was persuaded that we must remain true to what we say, that we must mentor young people. I therefore recommended to the people of Madeira, if they are so persuaded, to consider giving a young person a chance to be their member of parliament after me. And I therefore want to invite Honorable Eric Wamombi, the man who replaced me as member of parliament for Madeira. Please give him my hand.
Comrades, power.
Comrades, power! Your Excellency, all protocols observed. My name is Eric Wamumbi, a son of a single mother and a graduate of Kenyatta University with a bachelor's in actuarial science, and who proceeded to do a master's in financial mathematics. Your Excellency, we must thank you for taking it upon yourself to mentor us young people, to hold our hands. And Your Excellency, we must tell you, as young people of this nation, that when your time comes, we young people, we will also stand with you, because you have taken it upon yourself to mentor us, to walk with us, to show us the way, and to guide us, Your Excellency. When your time comes, Your Excellency, we will also stand with you. Tutasimama na yeye. Finally, Your Excellency, let me tell these comrades, most of us, or most of you, are lost into the waves of negative attitude. You are there telling yourself that in your village, there is no one who have ever excelled. There is no one who have ever become something. You are there telling yourself, in your home, hata wenye wamesoma, there is no one who have ever become something. If you're in your village, there is no one who have ever become something. If in your home, there is no one who have ever excelled, then desire, aspire to be the first person in that village to become something. Then desire and aspire to be the first person in your home and in your village to become something. Don't be lost in negative attitude. Always put a number of positive attitude. Unajiambia, hata kama hakuna mwingine ashaiweza, I will be the first person in that village to make it. God bless you. And
the last speaker will be your local member of parliament, but before I call him, let me introduce the Deputy Governor, Kilifi, Flora Mbesa. Mpigieni makofi. Let me introduce the MP for Lamu West, Honorable Stanley Mudhama Makofi. Let me introduce the Senator of Lamu County, Joseph Geduku. Mpigieni makofi. Let me introduce the one who entertained you, the former MP for Starehe, Charles Jagua Kanyi. Mpigieni makofi. Let me introduce our Chief Administrative Secretary for Foreign Affairs and former Women Rep for Laikipia, Kate Warugoro. Makofi. Let me introduce the Chairman of the Kenya Ports Authority, Benjamin Tayari. Makofi. Let me now request the local member of parliament for Kilifi North, who was also a lecturer in this great institution, the Honorable Owen Baya, the deputy leader of the majority in the National Assembly, in 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Comrades, power. Nice to be here at Pwani University again, and thank you very much, Deputy President, for honoring this invitation to speak to the students and faculty here at Pwani University. You have said very great things to these young people, and I look forward that this talk that you have had with these young people will translate into something really, really great, so that we bring up a nation of young people, exuberant, happy people who know what they want in life. Your Excellency, there are many issues that university students go through, but one of the things that they do is to give up in life. But this speech that you have given us here today will uplift their morale and boost what they want to become. I'm happy that you have brought these young people here today from Parliament, and I am sure very many of you want to be like them, isn't it? I would like to have as many young people in Parliament. They didn't say that I also mentor them in Parliament, these young people. I hold their hand. They're always telling me, leader, help us in this one. But I also want to tell you just one thing, if you allow me, Your Excellency, that as you stay here, when I was a lecturer here, one person that played a significant role in my growth was Professor Katana, who I have seen here. I don't know whether you know Professor Katana. He was once at DPC. So I saw this advertisement that was asking for people to apply for training in Germany. And I applied for it, but I was not confident. And then I went to Professor Katana. I asked him, can I apply for this? He said, yes, yes, and I will recommend you. So he wrote that recommendation letter and gave me, and I put my papers, and he looked through my application and everything and looked at it and said, this is okay. So we sent it. And I was nominated. I went to Germany to study in a program called UniLead, my first scholarship abroad. Professor Katana did it for me. I don't know who you are talking to in this university as you are here. Which professor is holding your hand? Who are you working with for your future? You can't work and walk this journey alone. You need someone else to hold your hand. These professors can do a good job to mentor you and put you in the best position. When I applied for a Fulbright scholarship, I am a Fulbrighter, I need to tell you that. When I applied for a Fulbright scholarship, there are two people who told me, oh, and apply for this, Professor Katan and Professor Rajab then. And I went to Professor Katan again, I told him I've come back, and he recommended me. I went to Professor Rajab, he recommended me. I went to the United States of America to study as a Fulbright scholar then, because people recommended me. Who is going to recommend you as you're a student here? I want to thank you, Deputy President, for this great privilege, and welcome again to Pwani University. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If we have a microphone to go around, we can take a few questions on leadership and development. Let's focus on leadership and development. If we have a few questions, we can try to answer to the best of our ability. But don't ask me too hard questions. I'm a simple guy. Okay. The microphone is not working. Give her a good microphone. Proceed.
His Excellency, the Deputy President, all dignitaries present, and my fellow students, good afternoon. I'm Odina Jilani, aka Mekatili Womensa.
Very good.
The Gender, Social Welfare, and Specialist Representative of Pwani University. My question to the Deputy President is, who will come to the aid of our male students? Because the men,
Please repeat the question. It got lost in the clapping.
my question to the Deputy President is, who will come to the aid of our male students? Because men help women. Women help fellow women, and the boy child is left for boy.
Thank you.
Recently, we had a case at this university. And just the other day, at our very own university, we got a suicide note from one of our male students. My suggestion is, if possible, talk to the second lady, Dr. Dorcas Gachagua, so that she can work closely with the guidance and counseling office in our universities. And by extension, my office, the Gender and Social Welfare Representative, so that we can mentor strong leadership, because I believe a stable mind is equal to stable future leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mekatalili Wamwenza. But I thought Pastor Dorcas was here to talk to you. She wasn't here? I think she was here, isn't it? But I agree, who will help the male? The boy child in Kenya is in trouble. And the boy child needs affirmative action. Hao madada zetu wametukalia sana siku hizi. I think the intervention for the girl child worked so hard. Vijana wakasaulika. Lakini mimi pia nimwambie nyinyi vijana, maisha ya mtoto wa kiume ni mlima kutoka kuzaliwa kwake mpaka kufa. Because lazima ungangane. Lazima ufanye nini? Because our warembo wetu, our sisters, these beautiful girls, if life became very difficult, she knocks the first house, the second and the third. Chances are somebody will open for her. Wewe ukigonga mlango ya kwanza ya pili utaitiwa polisi. Ni kweli ama ni uongo? So we really need also the boy child. Much as we are talking of affirmative action, we must believe in ourselves. And we cannot afford to give up to depression and suicide. It is true what Mekatadili is saying. We are having many suicide cases across the country and in our universities, where our young people, especially the men, give up because of the challenges of life. I want to encourage you, Vice Chancellor, please strengthen your counseling unit and work with the student leadership. Let us have psychologists, let us have pastors and imams to talk to our young people. My request and appeal to you as young people, when the world becomes too tough, when the going becomes rough, when you are having challenges, don't withdraw into yourself. Please speak out. When you speak out, you let off, and somebody will hear you. Many of the cases of suicide, 90% of them, if the people suffering severe depression and stress, mental stress, had chosen to share with a close friend, with a pastor, with an imam, with a lecturer, with somebody whom you think cares, those suicides would have been avoided. I want to appeal to you, please, don't suffer in silence. Speak out. I'll ask Pastor Dorcas to get in touch. Mekatalidi, utanipatia namba yako. Nitamwambia muongee. I think one of my people can pick her number. Muongee, and we see how we can help each other. But I want you to speak out. Please don't suffer in silence. Silence is killing. Don't carry the entire load. Don't carry the entire world. It's too heavy for you. If you find that you are getting mentally disturbed because of what is around you and your life, probably you have no school fees and your parents are not able, and you feel embarrassed when you are deferred, and you suffer in silence, you sink into depression, you are likely to lead to a mental breakdown. And that is what resorts to insanity or suicide. Please, let's speak out. Another question? Sasa kijana ya kiume kwanza sasa, affirmative action. Because we gave a girl, now give a guy there.
Yes. Your Excellency, Deputy President, comrades, habari zenu. My name is Caleb Onyancha. I'm from Kisii County. So here goes my question. I'm a young guy, a hustler, who has got a burning desire of venturing into leadership. Actually, the Deputy President, I want to vie for the Member of Parliament for Basi constituency. But here is the challenge. We as young people, we are not believed by the society. Society tuamini, kwa seduce ni ngumu. So, Your Excellency, talk to me. How can I make the society to believe that I have got the potential of leading them as a young guy? Because I'm young and energetic, and I can do it, I can.
You have the potential, I have no doubt, but you must begin by believing in yourself. Isn't it? These young leaders here, these ones, they are young people. They talked and society listened to them. You must be confident, my brother Onyancha. You must be confident. I have heard you speak well, you are eloquent. Go out there and talk to the people. Talk to our women, and don't talk to their head, talk to their hearts. When the way to get to a woman's acceptance is through the heart. Go and talk to the women, talk to their heart. Talk to young people. Tell them what you think you know and what you can do. The first step is believe yourself in yourself. Already you have started badly by thinking they will not listen to you. You haven't even talked to them. Please go and talk to them. I brought you examples. These are all young people from across the country. One is from Nandi, one is from Kirinyaga, one is from Mombasa. There is Salasia. He said nobody believed him. He is from Mumias. Hata mimi nilikuwa natafuta makasi nimukata hiyo nywele. You know, but he went there and he talked sense, and people believed him. You cannot give up before you start. So, when you break the semester, kwenda ujaribu kidogo. Ingia kwa kikundi ya mpira hapo nyumbani, utafute kiti ya the local club. Unaanzia hapo. Unaongoza hawa, unaenda pale kwa wasea nyumba 10, unawaongelesha. Unaona? You go to the local school, you do what I'm doing. Go and give a small lecture in the local primary school. That is the way. Then they can go to their parents. There's a young man called Onyancha. He's a student at Pwani. He came here and he talked some sense. Dad, Mom, can you listen to him? That's the way. Please, you cannot give up unless you first try. So kwenda ujaribu, si ndio? Haya, chukua namba hiyo kijana, tutampigia simu. I'll connect you with a few leaders hapo Kisii wakusaidie. Akina Silvana Sosoro wakupatia a few ideas. Si ndio? So we'll be able to do that. 2 more questions. One lady and then one man. Give one girl.
Your Excellency Rigiji, kwa majina ni Kuloba Kuloba. Rigiji, umesema kwamba Ruto unamuadmire. Mimi nataka kusema hapa sahi kwamba mimi ninakuadmire.
Asante. Asante.
Your Excellency Rigiji, umetoka kuongea mambo ya busara sana hapa. Ukasema kwamba kulikuwa na deep state ilikuwa inawasumbua. Swali langu ni je, na ukaprofesa ukasema kwamba kutakuwa na president kutoka hapa. Ukasema pia kutakuwa na magavana na etc. Na mimi kitambo nilikuwa najua kwamba ndio ukuwe president lazima ukuwe na deep state. Swali langu ni je, deep state ingine itakuja ama haitakuja? Mwisho kabisa Rigiji, ningependa baada ya hapa nikusalimie kidogo kwa sababu you are my idol. Nipige hata na wewe picha. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Haya, kuja unisalimie. Kuja, hata hiyo kijana kuja.
Chawe.
Haya, wapi photographer? Haya, kuja. Nimeona. Haya. Hii kijana, alafu tafute umpatie hiyo picha. Let me assure you, my brother, the system and the deep state nonsense was buried, dead, never to be resurrected in Kenyan politics on the 9th of August, 2022. The power belongs to the people. The sovereignty of this country, Article 1 of the Constitution, rests with the people of Kenya. It is the people of Kenya in a democratic process with regular elections every 5 years in accordance to our Constitution who will decide who will lead them. The chiefs of this world have no role. The police officers of this nation have no role. Never again shall this country, at least for the time President William Ruto and I are in charge, shall we ever allow government functionaries to take over the process of determining the leadership of this country. The leadership of this country, right from the member of the county assembly, member of National Assembly, the senator, the women rep, the governor, the president and his deputy, will be decided through a fair, verifiable, democratic process on the ballot. And that will happen every 5 years. I want to persuade you and encourage every Kenyan who has a desire to lead to present your credentials to the people of Kenya in the respective area of jurisdiction that you want to lead and argue your case, and the people of Kenya will decide. And as the late Kenneth Matiba used to say, let the people decide. No deep state and system nonsense. That is dead and buried, never to be distracted. Last question.
From here. His Excellency and all protocol observed. Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Amina Mohammed, the current academic secretary-elect. So my questions goes to the new funding system. It goes hereby. So the new higher education funding model, which the KK administration, Kenya Kwanza administration rolled last year, we know that the model was ideally established to help the alleviate and constraints experienced by the vulnerable students. So factually speaking, Your Excellency, the program has created more challenges contrary to the desired intentions. So lack of knowledge and understanding of how the models operate completely, and this has been occasioned by blatant failure to involve the real stakeholders in the program, who include the students and the parents. What mechanism exactly does your government have in involving the student leaders in making decisions and policies? That's my question. And we have our fellow student leaders who can talk.
Thank you very much, Amina. That is a very good question and a very good comment. It is true we have a new financing model for the universities. One of the reasons that made us come up with this finance model, and there is room for improvement. So if the student leaders have a contribution to make, we shall create a mechanism so that we can listen to you, because President William Ruto is a believer that a good idea must give room to a better idea, and a better idea ultimately will give room to the best idea. We are willing to receive more ideas on how we can improve it. But one of the reasons why we came up with this model, it wasn't fair to give loans to everybody blanket. This is the reason. You can afford to take your child to a preparatory kindergarten where you pay 200,000 shillings a term. You move from there, you take your child to a high-cost school where you pay 400,000 shillings a term. Then, when you go to university, the government gives you a loan. Yet the money is not enough for everybody. So we were saying, those who are able to pay from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school, let them pay all the way to the university. And we are saying, again, there are those who can't pay anything because they are not able. Let us give those ones money that is not loaned. There are those who have a little, but they need to be loaned a little because they can pay. So we have the vulnerable group, those you assist them. We have the less vulnerable, they take a certain percentage as grant and a certain percentage as loan. But I am saying, I hear you. We'll create, the PS is here. I'll ask her to come here and talk. The PS has come for higher education, and I think she'll be in agreement with me that we have no problem in creating a mechanism, PS, to listen to student leaders on how we can improve the financing model. Because we believe we are government that is democratic. We are government that listens to its people. We are government with leadership who believe we don't know everything and we don't have a solution to everything in life. So I'll ask the PS to create a mechanism where a few student leaders from each of our universities can be accorded an opportunity to give an input in the financing model, and wherever we need to make adjustments, it is not static. Life is dynamic, so is the financing model. We are amiable, we are open for discussion with student leaders, and where they can give a useful contribution that is practical, we can be able to do so. I really want to thank you, and before I finalize, because we really have to keep on going, I think I want to ask the PS to come and say jambo. Our PS for higher education, Beatrice Inyangala, please give her a heavy welcome to come and say jambo. Then before I can make 2 comments on what the president asked me. Simunataka nijibu preso. So, Madam PS, you can say something.
Your Excellency, our Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, all the leaders present here, and comrades, mimi ni mama yenu. How are you? I'm very happy to join our Deputy President here. And just to add to everything that has been said, do not look for leadership opportunities outside of your space. Start in your classroom, lead a discussion, lead a group, lead a project, and that's how you will slowly by slowly build the leadership skills you need outside of the university environment and out of the classroom. About the funding model, I want to assure you that we have received very positive feedback after implementing the model for 1 year. 20% of the students did not get loans or scholarships because their families were able and they paid. 18% were supported up to 95%, 25% loan and 70% grant. The households only contributed 5%. So if you take a program that is 200,000, that is costed at 200,000, it means your family only paid 10,000. 5,000 in the first semester and 5,000 in the second semester. So I want to assure you that this model has actually opened opportunities for all our students, for all the programs they qualify for, irrespective of their socioeconomic background, consistent with our bottom-up economic transformation agenda and working with the very vulnerable. We are now receiving feedback, and my teams will come to this university and engage you. We are engaging all the stakeholders, collecting feedback, which we shall use to re-engineer the model. Otherwise, thank you very much for being good students, for supporting our leaders, and I want to assure you, you're very lucky to have leaders who care about you and who want to create the next generation of leaders from among you. Asanteni sana.